Young, a VIO trainee for the Nevada Team 2. We will be live streaming this on Facebook, on the Bridger Teton Facebook page. Tonight we have representatives from the Fire Incident Management Team and the Forest Service to give you an update on the current fire situation. Our goal tonight is to make sure that you get accurate and timely information, and that's from tonight and going forward. I'll introduce everyone. Right here is Brian Kitchen. He is the incident commander. Next we have Sean Krajewski. He is incident commander trainee. Operations, J.D. Pell. Christine Drosky, also operations. Air operations, Marty Woods. Carly Swaw, she is the liaison. And from Forest Service, we have Justin Laycock and John Russell. Okay, so I handed out agenda that most everybody saw. I think everybody got an agenda. If not, we're on the chair on the back there. Feel free to grab one. Please write your questions that you may have on the back of that. We're going to hold questions until the end of the meeting, and then we'll have open panel kind of questions and answers for y'all. Okay? So first up is going to be Justin Laycock from the Forest Service.
Okay, yeah, thank you to everyone for coming tonight, and I really appreciate all of the support that we've felt in the community. Huge outpouring of people reaching out, showing support for the firefighters and the efforts going on, and also for the team that's here with us. And we feel like we're well supported. We're getting the resources that we need to help fight the fire, and so we appreciate that support. We want to share information with you and make sure we're getting as much out there as we can. We have various different methods for doing that. We have social media, which is a good platform for sharing information in various different ways there. And we also have information points around the community where you can stop and get information. We have partnership and community meetings like this that we're doing tonight. And so we're doing all of the things that we can to think of sharing information with you and keep you up to date. So with that, I wanted to share a couple of things with you about how we're approaching the strategy for this fire. And first and foremost, we want to make sure that our public and our firefighters are safe. That's our first priority above everything else that we're doing. And as we do that, as you can see here up on the screens, these are some ways that we think about to do this. We do have a forest closure order in place, and that helps keep public out of the area where fire might go and out of the areas where our firefighting activities are taking place. And that's not always a real popular thing, but we recognize that it's a need for us to be able to do the work and keep people safe and out of harm's way. So we'll share a little bit more with you about that closure order as the meeting progresses here. So we also want to make sure that we're engaging our firefighters in places and activities where we have a high probability of success. And so we really think about risk when we're doing this and the risk that we're taking on. And we have lots of risk management processes that we work through to make sure that we're doing that in a safe way, that we manage risk and we make good decisions while we're doing that. So moving along here, we've had a really good opportunity with the rain that we've had for the last several days to get in and do some work around the fire. And what I mean by that is we are putting in containment line around the perimeters of the fire, and we'll go into some definitions about what some of these things are here in a minute. But what that does is that helps build us a containment line so the fire hopefully doesn't get outside of that. And we're working hard to get some containment line around the perimeter of the fire. And so we know with the rain, things have kind of calmed down. There's still heat out there in the fire area. And when it gets dry and warm, there's potential for that fire to come back to life and potentially catch additional fuels on fire. And so as we build containment line around that, then that's one of the strategies we use to keep everyone safe. And the last thing is, I mentioned keeping everyone educated there, and so we talked about the methods that we're using for doing that already. Now, moving on to one of these other bullet points, one of our next priority is we want to protect private property and houses to the extent that we can. And so that's really important to us. That's something that we're focused on, and I think you'll be able to see that in the efforts of the team and the firefighters out there. They've been putting an extreme amount of effort into doing that. And so I really think they're doing a good job and really appreciate the work they're doing. Protecting the Highway 89 corridor, we recognize that this is important for our community. It's a major travel corridor and important to keep that flow of traffic moving back and forth. We also have several communication towers that are in the area of Salt Paths that we're working hard to protect while doing that. And so far we've been successful at keeping that fire on the west side of the highway. And then, this last one here, we want to try and contain this fire to the smallest footprint as possible. And that's what we're working hard to do, and we recognize that this has impacts on everyone, our community, and smoke impacts as well. And so the smaller we can keep that footprint, I think the better off all of us are going to be. So those are our objectives and those things that we're focused on right now. Those are the strategy and the information that we've passed on to the team to be able to help us out here, and they're doing a great job of it. Thank you.
All right, thank you again. I'm Sean Krajewski, Incident Commander Trainee, and I want to start off with saying thank you to the community. It has been an amazing welcome, and we've been so appreciative of everything. And Mayor, thank you. See you out there. All right, so impacts of past weather helping and limiting. The rain did slow down the fire. We knew that it wasn't going to put out the fire. It's in heavy timber. We know the fuel type, and it just slowed it down. So the thing that's going to put it out is our firefighters working out in those areas, boots on the ground, making their way around. All right, so I'll go with the current weather. It's up here on the screen. So what we do is we put in for a spot weather forecast with the National Weather Service for that area where the fire is located. So today we're looking at mid-60s where that fire is, with relative humidity around 30%. So starting in Saturday, we're looking at sky weather, sunny, chance of precip 0, max temperatures upper 60s, and wind light from north and northwest winds 10 to gusts to 15. Saturday night, we're looking at mostly clear, chance of waiting rain 0, minimum temperatures around 47 degrees, maximum RH 50 to 54, so a little bit of recovery over the night, and winds, north winds around 8 with gusts to 15 again. Alright, so for Sunday, sky weather, sunny, chance of rain 0%. Max temps around 70, so it's starting to heat up just a little bit. Minimum RH 23 to 27. Winds are going to shift. It's going to be out of the southeast until 10 a.m. and then gusts to 10 to 14 miles per hour. So that's your current weather. Okay, future weather and influence on the fire. So no more rain, more sun, a little bit warmer temps, lower RH. So as I said, this rain did not put out the fire, so you're going to continue to see smoke all around the fire. As our firefighters make their way around the fire, that will minimize, right? But we have target areas and priority areas that we need to get people in and work there. So you will see some smoke. Things are still burning out there. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. J.D. Bell, Planning Operations Trainee with the team. I'm going to give a quick rundown of where we started, the operations we're doing now, and where we're heading and planning to. Before I get started, I did want to run through some definitions, just so we can be transparent and make sure if I use any terminology, you guys can understand it. So you guys can look at this list and see some of the terms that we use. Some of these will likely probably be in my briefing. A couple that I likely will use is containment, which is, the establishment of control lines to stop the fire's growth that likely will hold. Direct line, or direct tactics, going direct. So that is suppression right on the fire's edge. That's it when we're able to put crews directly on the fire's edge and remove that vegetation to prevent that fire from growing. Also hand line, which is digging line with tools, hand tools, chainsaws, down to mineral soil to prevent fire growth. So with that, if we could switch over to the map and we'll start.
We're going to watch a little video first.
This is yesterday.
So kind of a video from one of the recon flights, show you guys some of the fire behavior and current situation. Okay, so beginning with the map here, where we started. When we came in and took the fire several days ago, as was mentioned, there was a pretty good monsoonal surge. You guys seen all the rain. That did help to kind of limit fire behavior for that time. What did we do while that was going on? That gave us a little time to get our plan in place. Our top priority were values at risk. So values at risk being the structures of the homes on this east flank of the fire, in the area of Smoot and to the north. Also, we got the comms tower down here in the All Red Flats campground to the south. So where we started was, putting our forces on that east flank and protecting those values at risk. We did complete a dozer line around the homes and then begin building supply orders to build a water delivery system with pumps and hose lays and sprinkler systems around those structures. Where we're headed now is we've dried out, we've got crews, and we begin to take a more direct approach on the fire's edge. So current situation, we do have crews on the fire's edge. I'm trying to pick this up as direct as we possibly can as we drive back out. Current situation, beginning in Division Alpha and going forward. You guys see this black on the map? That's some of the containment we've gained on this fire. We do have crews working this direct, constructing direct hand line, and using direct tactics. Moving to Division Kilo, we've got crews coming up this west flank, pushing to the north, gaining containment from the bottom, which is our anchor point, and working these ridges up to the north. Same thing in Division November. We've got two crews working in Division November now. One coming from the Tango side and one coming from the Kilo side. Going around to the north and back into Tango, we've also been able to insert crews at the top, working down toward the crews coming up out of Alpha, taking a direct approach. And with that, we still have the structure protection plan and systems in the north and around the east flank of the fire, and still staffed with resources. Thank you for listening, and end of report.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Marty. I'm Air Ops. Thanks for coming out and spending some time with us. We really do appreciate it. Can everybody hear me okay? Fantastic. So we do have 5 helicopters based out of 2 airports. So we have the airport here in Afton, we have 4 helicopters working here, and then we have an additional helicopter working over out of Bear Valley Airport. We just didn't have enough room for a big Black Hawk helicopter to be here, so we moved them outside. We do provide retardants, we provide water, we provide people, we provide food, water, and everything else to the fire line. So we bring a lot of things to the table to get out there and support the fire and the guys fighting the fire. It's really the helicopter pilots and the hand crews on the ground that put out the fire on these things. This particular fire is all hand crew country. Without those guys, we couldn't do it. One thing people have noticed, we do have a temporary plate restriction. On this map, you can see a blue box kind of around the fire. That's kind of a no-go zone right now, to keep people out of our area so that we can fight fire safely with our aircraft without having to worry about other folks coming in and getting in the way or having any mishaps. I have had some conversations with the local unit, and we're going to try and shrink this box down a little bit up here in the top left corner, just to make it easier for people to get in and out of the Afton Airport. We've got some minor issues that have come up, and we want to make sure that folks are able to get in and out of there easily. So we're planning to modify that with the local unit. Now the last thing that we're doing in the aviation group is pretty cool, is we're using what's called NIROPS. It's a National Infrared Operations Program. And they are going to come out and they're going to fly tonight and get an infrared view of everything that's happening out there. They're going to provide us with a map for morning, and that gives us a tool to work with where we can go out and find out where these hotspots on the fire are. So this is really handy stuff. It's just cutting edge technology nowadays. So we're moving along in the right direction. So that's really all I have to share with you right now, and we'll entertain questions when it's appropriate. Oh, okay. Brian reminded me about drones. I haven't had any issue with drones out here, but we do have a problem with drones, people flying their drones out around fires, and if you guys fly, we cannot. So please keep anybody with a drone, keep it out of the TFR, out of this entire fire area, so we don't have anything to worry about. Because one little drone the size of this water bottle will shut down our entire aviation operation. Thank you, Brian.
I have a drone and I'll kept it at home.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Okay, I mentioned earlier the closure that we've got in and around the fire. So let's just talk about that for a minute and explain what this means. And I just want to make sure that it's really clear. So if you see this area with the stripes through it, that's the closure area. So it's pretty much all of the forested area from Highway 89 and near Smoot all the way over to the state line. Okay? And then the fire footprint is within that area, and it doesn't show up on this map, but it's in this area right here, and we have a map that shows that within. And so just want to make sure that that's clear. This isn't the area that the fire is burned, with these stripes through it. The fire is within that, and then we build a buffer around to make sure that we don't have people coming into the area in an unsafe place. And so that's what we've got for the closure. Right now, that closure remains in effect, and as we progress and make progress on this fire, we will look at shrinking that as soon as possible. We want to make sure that you get access back to your public lands as quick as possible, and so we will keep that in mind. It's, I think, something on a lot of our minds with hunting season, opening up around the corner. And so, like I mentioned, we'll shrink that as soon as we can and get you guys back into there. I don't anticipate that we'll be able to open this area back totally. Probably for the rest of the year, we'll have some type of a closure in this area.
Thank you, Justin. So the next slide here has to deal with evacuation levels. The evacuation level preparedness levels there is a wildfire preparedness program. You'll see that there's 3 different levels. Number 1 is be ready. Always be ready. You never know what could happen. Have supplies and things on hand. Have a plan. a go kit. Level 2 is set. That means there's an incident in the area, and it may come your way, so be prepared just in case. And number 3 is go. That is when your local authorities actually tell you, okay, it's in your area, it's time to go. Okay. So here's the current map in the area. There are currently 2 zones up here, and notice that they are both at set, which means there's an incident in the area, and be prepared just in case it starts coming your way. So this is the fire here, and this is the forest closure around it. The levels and the zones are set by the local authorities, and then we get together with them periodically to see if they want to change that. And that did happen when we first arrived here. This one up here was in go, so they had to evacuate. And a few days ago, they did lower it to set, so everybody was able to get back into their home. So one of the reasons we're having this meeting is that we noticed a lot of people out there were getting information in different locations, and it was not always current information or pertinent information. So this is where we are having information posted. We have flyers in all of these locations. They are updated daily. We go out to every one of these places and put a new flyer up that says what the current containment is, what the set or go evacuation levels are if they got changed. So you can visit any one of these places and see that. It'll be on their front window. I think the Fresh Foods is the only place where it's actually on the counter where the manager is. Everybody else is in the front window. Also online, for those of you Facebook savvy folks, we post daily on the Bridger Teton website, and also on your local Lincoln County Homeland Security and Emergency Management site. They post a lot, or they'll repost ours from Bridger Teton. A lot of folks are using the, let's see, what was it, Watch Duty. That is not an official site. They do have information, but it could be not current information. What we suggest is that you use what's called IncyWeb. That again is updated daily. Also here in York County and Lincoln County, they have what's called Code Red. That is, let's see, it's a primary emergency notification for Lincoln County. It allows notification by phone, email, and text. You would just go to your county website, lincolncounty.wy.gov, and you can sign up for it there. And it will send you notifications via email, your phone call, or a text. Okay. And last but not least, we absolutely thank you so much. This community has just been amazing. The outpouring of generosity and support. We have cookies coming in every day. It's like everybody can have some of their own. Oh, they're supposed to go up to the guys on the line, and they did. Yeah. So we thank you so much. All of these players were so helpful and very beneficial to getting this fire under control in those first few days before we arrived. So we want to thank you very, very much. So now we will open up to panel. If you want to have your questions answered, just kind of raise your hand, and we'll bring the microphone over. So Dr. Willow.